It's just an opportunity to educate the world on the benefits of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. So when we started the BMC, we thought this is a new technology. The world doesn't really understand it. And someone needs to speak up, collect a few facts, and explain to the world just how efficient Bitcoin mining is and why it's good for the world, why it's good for the environment. So I see each one of these opportunities is just another point where the world stops and they get educated on Bitcoin. So I welcome the constructive engagement.
Fear has once again gripped the crypto markets as the headline-dominating crash of supposed stablecoin Terra USD added $64 billion in losses to a downturn that cumulatively saw cryptocurrencies lose a staggering $1 trillion in market value in just 5 weeks. Bitcoin, the benchmark for all other cryptocurrencies, has declined roughly 60% since its all-time high of $68,990, notably breaking the often referenced $30,000 support level, briefly wicking down as low as $25,400 before consolidating upwards. These developments may feel apocalyptic for some Bitcoin holders, 55% of whom only began investing in the currency last year. However, many industry veterans are instead optimistic, arguing that Bitcoin is actually right on track. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Bitcoin bull and CEO of MicroStrategy Michael Saylor updates about sustainable Bitcoin mining, value of proof of work in Bitcoin network, and the opinion of politicians regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Saylor also talks about the importance of educating people about Bitcoin and the value it offers to their portfolio. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video where Michael Saylor gives an insight to his letter written to the EPA, co-signed by Jack Dorsey and Nick Carter. So, without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video.
Well, I think the most important thing to be said is that Bitcoin mining is the cleanest, most efficient, most valuable use of energy in the world. Full stop. When people stop and they think about how we use energy, either any kind of energy, whether it's sustainable energy or fossil fuel energy, you realize you need it in medicine and retail and hotels, and you need it in planes and trains and automobiles and banking, and you need it in schools, and it's used in defense. It's used in everything of any consequence in the civilization. And in every place the energy flows, it's dirtier than Bitcoin mining. When it flows into Bitcoin mining, as Darren said, it just flows into a data center, and what you're getting is security for hundreds of billions of dollars of assets. In essence, you're just buying security for the network and integrity such that you can create a digital asset that is censorship-proof, nation-state attack-resistant, corporate attack-resistant. And another way to say that is you've created tangible digital property that you could expect to exist with integrity over the course of hundreds of years. So that's the part that's just not understood, and everything that follows in the letter is, of course, just wrong, right? Right? The use of energy for transactions, the potential to generate any kind of waste, all of these things are just silly assertions, because if you understand that Bitcoin mining is used to create digital property that you can move at the speed of light on a computer in cyberspace, right? Once you understand that, then everything else kind of falls into place.
Michael Saylor shared his views on Bitcoin. It was an important question because market volatility often plays a massive role in how investors view things. But Saylor's opinions are unaffected by the current situation, as he said, "We are in it for the long term." He also asked if there was a certain price at which his company MicroStrategy would start selling their Bitcoins. To this, Saylor replied, "No." He further added, saying their strategy is to buy and hold forever, so they will keep buying.
Well, I think a lot of people are still struggling to understand what Bitcoin mining is. And the concept of digital property or digital money or digital energy is such a paradigm shift that a lot of people have a hard time getting their hands around it. I think that the critical idea to understand, of course, is that we have a way to use energy and technology to create digital property. And that's proof of work mining. And then once you understand that, then everything else follows. The letter's based on the premise, the lack of understanding what digital property is. And if you don't understand that you need to use energy and semiconductor technology to create digital property, then everything else doesn't follow. I think that we've seen a lot of this FUD regurgitated over and over again. Comments like, it takes a lot of energy to process a transaction. They're just misperceptions, right? Because Bitcoin doesn't use energy to process transactions. It uses energy to secure the network and to create digital property. But I've said, if you don't spend 10 hours, you probably don't even understand what it is. And if you haven't spent 100 hours, you don't decently appreciate it. So most of the people in positions of power are being forced to have an opinion, but they don't have the time to study the underlying technology. And so they don't always pick up on the technical nuances, the ethical nuances, and the legal nuances that cause the Bitcoin community to embrace proof of work.
Proof-of-work blockchain-based Bitcoin mining is the world's most profitable use of energy, according to Michael Saylor. Saylor said, "I think that we should embrace digital energy." Saylor emphasized, adding that it's possible some states won't embrace it as enthusiastically as others, and that'll be in their detriment. New York is a prime example as the state grapples with the risks and benefits of proof-of-work versus proof-of-stake consensus mechanisms. While regulatory scrutiny on the decentralized space looms, especially following the collapse of stablecoin Terra UST and its sister token Luna, I think Bitcoin mining is going to spread all around the country, U.S., Saylor said. Note the U.S. is the world's largest Bitcoin miner, and they will continue to lead if we don't get hostile regulation, Saylor added. Meanwhile, the network hash rate is hovering near all-time highs, meaning more miners are verifying transactions on the blockchain, which ultimately increases the network security. Earlier at the same event, famed Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary, an advocate of the blockchain sector, said environmental concerns are causing chaos for the mining space, as Bitcoin consumes more electricity in a year than Sweden, Norway, or the United Arab Emirates.
And if you're an environmentalist, then, of course, every other thing in the universe is worse for the environment than to create a block of digital energy. Everything, right? So curtailing the creation of digital energy or digital property via Bitcoin mining is pretty much attacking the cleanest, most efficient, most valuable use of energy in the world. I think that a number of politicians have their own opinions on this, and they'll speak for themselves in short order. With their own communications. So I would expect that something will actually be delivered to the EPA from Congress or the Senate.
Michael Saylor also expects that the price of Bitcoin will be in millions as it is the future of money. The same opinion is also shared by Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest and another prominent supporter of Bitcoin. This is great as a lot of Bitcoin holders look up to Michael Saylor when we think about a long-term approach with BTC. Michael was also asked about his opinions on stablecoins in the recent UST and Luna crash. He said that this crash is going to speed up the regulations of stablecoins and security tokens, which is a positive thing for the industry. He also thinks that Congress is moving slowly around regulations while the administration wants to go faster. Most importantly, he believes that as people become more educated on the topic, the effect of this crash will fade away. So, do you prefer proof of work or proof of stake system for Bitcoin? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.